What's going on? You just tuned into Doctor with Drina. What's going on, you guys? I hope everybody's having a good day out there, a good evening. So let's say you found your ship, you found the day you wanted to leave, you hit up your travel agent. So what you're going to ask her is, how do I go about booking a room? If you do not book your own room, you might end up in a room that you really don't want to be in. So unless you don't have a little bit more cash, if you don't care about getting the cheapest stateroom, if you don't care about where it is, that's completely fine. Unless you are a hard sleeper or you like to party all night at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's completely fine. Hey, if you don't have a problem with your immune system, if you think you can handle seasickness, motion sickness, the motion in the ocean, this video might not be for you then. So let's talk about booking your room. There's 3 parts of the ship. You have forward deck, which is obviously the front of the deck. You have aft deck, AFT, which is the back of the deck. And you have mid deck, which is basically the middle of the deck. And then you have outside staterooms, meaning the ocean views are at the bottom of the deck. And you have all your verandas going up. Now this is also depending on what ship you're on. You could be on an older boat, you could be on a newer boat, depending on if you are going on a Celebrity, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, MSC, Holland America, hey, Disney. There's also certain places on the boat, certain decks on the boat, that's the same as every other boat. You have the promenade deck, you have the Lido deck, you have the Spa and Waterworks deck. The Royal have the Sun deck. And Carnival, I believe, have a sun deck as well. I know Carnival has the mezzanine deck. These are also decks you want to avoid. But that has nothing to do with the motion sickness. But I'm going to keep on with the sea, motion in the ocean topic for right now. Pick mid deck or the lowest deck. Not the lowest deck possible. I'm going to explain why. But a low deck, maybe if you want a veranda or an ocean view, pick the highest deck that's ocean view and the lowest deck that's veranda. But make sure you stay in the middle. If you're in the middle of the ship, it's less rocky. And then if you might not want to be way too high up, because sometimes you can feel that rockiness as well. If you go all the way in the forward, all the way in the back, you're going to feel that. So make sure you pay attention to that when you book your room. Midship is the best. So that's just known all as the stability of the ship. Now working with noise. Remember I was telling you about all those types of decks? The Lido deck, the promenade deck, the mezzanine deck, the sun deck. Remember all those I was talking about? Those are all filled with noise. You want to avoid those decks. And the best way to avoid those decks is picking staterooms that have staterooms above you and below you. You also want to watch for decks that have the restaurants. Those restaurants are pretty much open 24 hours a day. You're going to hear silverware falling, chairs scooting, all that type of stuff. So try to stay away from that. You want to stay away from a deck that has a casino. You want to stay away from decks that are way too low. The engines, the vibrations, the anchors and all that stuff, that's going to be towards the back of the ship. And it's going to be way at the bottom of the ship. The promenade, I believe, has pretty much everything on it. There's no staterooms on that floor at all. So we're talking about bars, we're talking about food, we're talking about entertainment. The Lido deck is pretty much with the sun decks and the pools. They're having pool parties, they're having dancing parties and stuff like that. So you want to stay away from those decks. Remember what I told you. Get your stateroom. Make sure whatever deck you choose, that you're going to have staterooms above you and you're going to have staterooms below you. Some people like to stay away from the elevators. So when you're looking at your deck plans online, make sure you point out where the elevators are. When you're looking up your deck plans online, it'll tell you where all that activity is. So you want to try to make sure to stay away from that. Now this is just preference if you can handle the noise or if you're going to be partying until 2 to 4 o'clock in the morning. It's all up to you though. Can you handle it? A bonus for noise is bring earplugs. If you end up in a stateroom where there happens to be a lot of noise, bring some earplugs. I know they work. I'm going to be talking a little bit about distance. Now, if you want to stay by the elevators, when you're looking at your deck plans, go ahead and try to find rooms like that. I know if you're handicapped, I do want to put this bonus out. You need to book your room a long time in advance. Depending on what ship, that you're going to be on, there's certain handicap accessible rooms, and they can book out, especially if you are in a wheelchair. You can't walk up and down the stairs. Make sure you book a little bit earlier than normal. Don't book last minute, I'm telling you, because those handicap rooms are going to be booked out. And then most of the handicap rooms are next to the elevators. Now if you want to stay closer to the Lido deck, I would suggest you find staterooms or verandas. Only verandas are going to be verandas as in balcony decks. That's what a veranda is for anybody who doesn't know. You can walk out, they have a table and chair most of the time. So you want to stay closer to the upper decks to be all in that entertainment. If you want to be where I'm at, you want to stay in the midship. Midship got all the bars where the parties be happening, where all the white parties, wearing all white. That's what I'm talking about, wearing all white. That's going to be near midship. I forgot what specific deck that would be. It's okay though. Now let's see. Now there's 4 types. There's 40 categories. And I'm not about to go through all the categories with you, because all the categories are based on your size, your position, your amenities. That's what your categories will be. But there are 4 types of staterooms. 4. You have your inside cabin. You have your outside cabin, which is your ocean view cabin or porthole view. You have your veranda, which is also your balcony cabin. And you have your suites. Inside cabin. A lot of people, usually people who's on a budget, get the inside cabins, but don't sleep on the inside cabins, okay? When you purchase an inside cabin, try not to get the cheapest inside cabin, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to get a bunk bed cabin. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you that. You're going to be mad. So make sure you look at your cabins or talk to your travel agent and say, hey, I want an inside cabin, maybe a standard cabin, which is very small. It might be small. Carnival have larger staterooms. But let's say you want a standard inside cabin. Make sure you let them know if you want twin size beds or a king. If you do end up in a cabin with twin beds and you with your boo or whatever, don't worry. It's not going to hurt. All your stewardess is going to do is bring those 2 beds together to make a king. Alright? And put all the little necessary parts together. And it'll be fine. So if you do forget to say, hey, I need a king size bed instead of the twins, your stewardess gonna hook you up. I'm telling you. The reason why I say don't sleep on inside cabins for some people is a lot of people are not going to be in their room. They're going to be out doing activities all day. They're going to be eating all day. They're going to be chilling on the deck. They're going to be at the library reading the book, eating all day. They're going to be partying. So if you know all you're going to do is wake up, shower, get out, and you come back and go to sleep, inside room is just for you. Don't sleep on inside staterooms. If you're only going to be gone for 3 days, don't sleep on inside staterooms. The next step is going to be an outside stateroom, which is also called your ocean view and your porthole. That comes with a window or porthole, a round window. Everybody knows, right? That's if you need a little sun in your room. You can't open it, but you can get some light. So if you need a little light, if you don't want it to be pitch black at night, if you want to see the moon, if you want to see the dark sea that you really can't see at night, but you can see in the day, go ahead and get one of those. Outside stateroom. Your next cabin is going to be a veranda / balcony. Those you can actually get some light. You can go outside, you can feel the breeze, you can look at the sun, you can look at the sea, you can sit and chill, do whatever you need to do on that veranda. But I must warn you, luckily you're on the side of the ship where you can get to see the moon at night, and then you'll see the moon on the water. Oh, it's so beautiful, y'all. Oh, we always get a veranda. Unless you see a moon over the sea, it's going to be pitch black, so you might not see anything at all. Remember, you're at sea. They don't got street lights in the water, so you're not going to see anything unless there's a big beautiful moon or a sun to light the day. Next up is your suite. And your suite is a really nice sized room. Suites have basically separate different types of rooms, like a little mini living room, a bigger bathroom with maybe a tub and a shower, and you have perks, you have more amenities, and depending on the suite you get, you can even get a butler. What? a butler that can unpack and they can pack for you. But I don't worry about my stuff, so I don't need a butler. I don't need all that. But yes, so if you want to splurge that type of money on a suite, because suites can be expensive. A suite can cost you $2,000, but that's per person. Not like a hotel where you can sneak 5 people in a room. Honey. Let's say you're going on a 7-day cruise or 11-day cruise or a 180-day cruise. Honey, trust me, I'm getting that suite. I'm getting a nice suite too. There's different categories of suites and of other staterooms. Just make sure you pick whatever suits you. It's however you handle your own money. So you do what you need to do and work accordingly. But I do want to say, before you book your cruise, make sure you have money aside for your airfare or for your car rental and parking, because you have to pay to park at the cruise line. The pre-cruise hotel, because it's highly recommended to book a hotel the night before. You do not want to miss your boat. That's all I'm saying. You have a port side view and a ship side view. Yes, that's exactly what I said. Port side view, where you see all the beautiful trees, mountains, island, everything over there. You got the ship side view, where you see nothing but the sea, what you've been seeing the whole time. What's the point of driving up and that's all you see outside your window? Ship side view. So sometimes it is nice to have doesn't matter if you're in the inside stateroom, because there's no such thing as that. You in the middle of the ship. You're right in the middle, and then you got the rooms on the outside, which is either port side view or ship side view. Another reason to book your cabin is a lot of the older ships have obstructed view staterooms. I can tell you a perk with that in a second. An obstructed view would be an example of a lifeboat in front of your window. The perk with that is they are more than likely the same price as an inside cabin. You are able to open up your window and get some good lighting in there. It's just that it's going to be hard for you to actually see outside. Now, if you do your good research, they're not going to really show you too well on the deck plans. But if you do some research to figure out what rooms, specific rooms, maybe you can get the obstructive view only a little bit. Some cabins, depending on like the curvature of the ship, you might get a bigger cabin for the same price as a regular cabin. That would be a great thing to have. Look at deck plans on Google. Type in your ship, Oasis of the Sea deck plan. Something like that. But you're going to have to know what ship you're going on. What's the name of the ship you're going on? Not the cruise line. And you want to type that in and type in deck plans. That's just to give you an idea on where your staterooms are and where the party is at and where the restrooms are at. Yeah. What am I saying restrooms for? Where the restaurants will be at. Now, even though you can look at that deck plan on Google, the best way to choose your room, if you're not going to be booking it online, act like you're booking it online. Fill out all the information, say what type of stateroom that you're going to want, and you're going to choose your floor. Once you choose your floor, it's going to let you know all the rooms that has already been booked. And that's when you tell your travel agent, hey, I want this room right here. Just a reminder, if you do pick your own room, there is an upcharge. It's not going to be much depending on your budget, so I will not judge you on that. If you're confused about what side is port side and what side is shit side, make sure you ask your travel agent. Bonus! Sure, I got you, baby. It's you and your husband or you and your wife and you have kids. If you have 2 or 3 and you have them in another stateroom, keep them in those staterooms. But this is how you're going to switch it up. If you are wanting a alcohol package, they're going to make everyone in that room that's 21 and older get an alcohol package. They know people play games. They know people buy drinks for other people. So make sure you cheat the system. It's going to be you and one of your children in one stateroom of how it's going to be on fire. And your husband and your other 2 or your other child in another stateroom. That way only one of you can buy an alcohol package. So that's all I have today about booking your room and being smart about booking your room, okay? And some of the perks, some of the bonuses. Until next time, y'all, docking with your girl, Drina. See ya.